Are you a recent high school graduate thinking about what you're going to do next in your life career-wise? Or maybe you're considering a career change. If you've ever thought about cosmetology or barbering, then this next episode is definitely for you. I'm Ryan Evanson with the best of living in East County, and today we're featuring stylist Daniel Moses with the League XS Apprenticeship Academy, learning why so many students are learning life and industry skills that are going to help take them to the next level. Let's go check it out. Hey, how you doing? I'm here with Daniel Moses with the League XS Apprenticeship Academy, and we're thrilled to be here learning a bit about the apprenticeship program that you put together here, and I'm really fascinated about your story and all the great things that you're doing here. So why don't we start with telling me a little bit about your history, about your background and experience, and what brought you to where you're at today?
I've been in the business, the beauty industry, for over 20 years. You know, I started as a typical barber, you know, at the house cutting my own hair. Decided that, you know, I need a job and I have some skills, need a way to make some money, pay my rent. So I went and worked in a barber shop. I never thought I'd be a hairstylist or even a barber, but so I decided to get a license. Went to school, and I went to school for cosmetology, right? Because I want to learn that, basically. I was inspired by them. The opportunities in this business you can understand why I've been doing it for so long, because it's just endless, you know? And so here I am now, where I got to get a chance to circle back and give all that opportunity to people who want to get a license, who want to get into the industry. But I get to give it back in such a way it comes from experience, not like I'm reading out of a book or I'm telling somebody else's story.
Yeah, this is real life, right? You've been there, you've done that.
Yeah, all the wins and all my fails, you know, along the way. Hey, this works, this doesn't work, you know. This ingredient is necessary for this, and you know, so on and so on.
So, you know, on the outside looking in, I guess my question would be is it common for people thinking about this as an industry to realize that there's so many opportunities outside of just styling hair, cutting some hair at a barbershop, or, you know, is it more common than I think?
Well, oftentimes, like, say some of our barbers will come in and, like, you know, I already know how to fade, I already know how to taper, I just need a license. What you're going to learn here is hair color, hair styling, cutting long hair, not just short hair, braids, extensions. I mean, every service there is that's popular now in the industry, because what you're doing is you're changing your hobby into a profession.
Well, you got to be spot on, and I'd imagine you have to build that foundation, that skilled foundation, where, you know, as trends change, as styles change, as the business changes, you got to be able to adapt and pivot pretty quickly. And if you are a one-trick pony and you can only do one thing or two things, and things change, then you've got to relearn something, as opposed to, no, I've got a pretty wide base of skills that allow me to adapt to whatever the trend might be at that time.
Yeah, you hit it right on the head. And that's one of the things that in my journey, I kind of did, you know, accidentally. I learned everything, because I was just in the learning phase. I just want to learn everything that I don't know. So I need to learn how to do everything. I can afford to turn down someone knocking on my door and want to give me some money for a service that I can't do. Doesn't make any sense. Right. So I was just at it. So then I saw the benefit of that and how all those opportunities opened up doors. Right. You know, I worked for television and film for years. Right. And when I'm on set, like, they may have a barber that they bring in, right, and a hairstylist and a makeup artist. But if you can do all that, because in that industry, the television and film industry, there's a lot of hairstylists who can't blend hair, who can't cut hair. Right. So I was hired actually by a hairstylist who couldn't do the job as a barber, right?
Yeah.
And then when I got there, they realized I can do all these things. They're like,
I don't need this guy or this person.
Yeah, so
you can do all of it.
And just give this guy all the job, right? And that's how it went. Our students experience that, like, in real life, because our students get to come to us for training, but then they're actually get an opportunity to go to work after a month. They can get a license issued to them, right? So they get a chance to experience what it's like working in the shop while they're still in school. So now they understand why they need to understand color.
I think it's really cool how you've taken your experience and all the highs and all the lows. So talk to me about a little bit more about the philosophy of what you do here at the apprenticeship program.
Again, it's a little different from a school, right? There's two ways to get a license. A school, where you go to class every day, you know, you take all your hours of your training, you take your test, you get a license, and then you get into the industry. With this program, you're allowed after a month or 39 hours, right? You can get 39 hours in a month of training if you're ready. And ready means I have the skill set and I have a place to work.
Okay.
We can have a license issued to you from state board, meaning you're gonna, at that point, become an apprentice, licensed apprentice. And you're gonna be going to work and making some money, right?
It's important.
Servicing, yes,
Right.
servicing, because who could afford to just take time out of life? So they have that opportunity to make some money while they're in school, learning new skills. The best part, I believe, is you don't have to worry about taking the test, right, for 21 months.
Okay.
Right, so you don't have this lingering over you, oh my God, I got to take the test,
Yeah.
I'm so nervous,
Deadline.
I'm scared, right? Yeah, you give a chance to just go to the industry, work, learn all the skills and services, develop customer soft skills, right? And that's a lot to deal with,
Yeah.
you know?
One of the things when we were talking earlier that I thought was different than what I would imagine most academies and apprenticeship programs to be is you mentioned that students have a home here to come back to and learn and continue to learn because there's always something to learn.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, there may be, but I haven't heard of anybody in California or across the US that even offers this. But it's so necessary, not just in our industry, but I'm sure maybe even in yours.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Is ongoing education or continued education is what it's called, right? To grow in your own field.
Yeah.
So maybe you were in class and you know you were listening to hair color when we were talking about it, but it didn't quite sink in, right? And then now you're in the shop, right, in the salon, and you see, oh my God, my formulations are all wrong.
It didn't resonate at the time
It didn't
because
resonate.
you didn't have any real life practical experience with
Yeah,
any
so-
practical need.
But now you see the value. But with us, you don't have to pay for additional classes. You can just come back. Once you've enrolled in this academy, you can come back, whether it's a year after you graduated, while you're still finished your 220 hours, whatever it is, you can just keep coming back. Right? So at any of our locations, you can just continue to take courses for free, and we're going to support that student for the rest of their career.
When you talk about students, I mean, there's an ideal type of person that's going to excel in this type of business, in this industry. Who are you looking for? What are the skills? What are the attributes that you look for in students that you know are going to have success?
Yeah, what we stress in here is discipline, right, and consistency. You know, of course, integrity. These are skills that are just needed in life. We're always battling with our own self, right? I did it, oh my God, yay, I made it, haircut's done, I finally did it, now I can do something else. No, your job is to do it again. And then when you do that, again, your job is to do it again. Right. It's to do it again. You need to do this 1,000 times. Yeah. And it's that mental battle that you have to be able to get through.
We talk about it all the time. We've got people in our office that are at different stages in their career, right? Some of them are learning, some of them are teaching, and others are really passionate about how can I help you develop your career as an agent? How can I take what I've learned over 15, 20, 25 years and all the practical real life experience that I've gained? How can I help you with that?
Yeah, the rules are the rules.
Right.
The laws are the laws. I didn't make it up. You know, I just read the book. Right here, I'm sharing the message with you.
Yeah.
Right. So that's what I lean upon. The laws, like the laws of nature. If you believe in God, whatever it is what it is, and there's no way around it.
There's a framework there.
Yeah.
You just learn the framework, and then you just tap in.
Yeah, exactly.
Do what you got to do consistently with discipline every day.
It applies to hair too.
and I love what you said. It's life skills, right? These are life skills that we're talking about. It just doesn't apply to one industry or another.
Yeah.
But if you can take those life skills and apply it at a high level to an industry or another, and you're going to have success
in whatever you do.
In whatever you do.
Yeah.
If you were to speak directly to a potential student, somebody thinking about making this into their career, what would you tell them?
Well, this career is for me, it's the best choice I've ever done. You know, not just because I've done it and it's like an advertising pitch or nothing. Like, it's the true value. I made this choice years ago, totally organically, and it's turned out to be the best thing because it's changed throughout the years. I've been able to work, like I said, in television and film. I worked, on set for beauty pageants and competitions and shows and make tools and products and distributorships. It's never ends. Like, you can always do something with this field. So once you make this choice and you work on your discipline, you work on your consistency, and you hold integrity, right? And you apply it to this field, it's a choice that's gonna last you over 20 plus years, like it's done me, right? And I share my experiences, not to say like, oh, hey, look what I've done. I share my experiences to say, this is what you can do.
It really is incredible. If there's students out there that are considering making this choice, how would they get in touch with you? How would they learn more about the program?
Yeah, so we have a lot of social media pages. The League XS, Daniel Moses is the one I operate. We have different locations. So if you, Instagram, you could put the League XS or LXS cuts in there, and you'll start to see us kind of populate. You can go to, you can Google us. You can Google myself, stylist Daniel Moses. Everything will pop up.
Yeah.
There's a lot of different ways you can find us. We're on Facebook. Not many young guys are using Facebook no more, but I'm on Facebook for Daniel Moses Presents.
One other thing I wanted to touch on, you talked about it a little bit earlier. What's next for you?
Well, it doesn't stop. That's the cool thing about, you know, once you get in, like you're in all the way. Entrepreneurship, business, in this particular field. But the end goal and what we're moving towards is not just to have one particular trade. Like we had two trades, barbering and cosmetology, right? But it's kind of in the same industry. So we're moving to move into the automotive trade, right? Which is auto mechanics and auto body, and then culinary and digital marketing. So we want to have more trades to offer. Not everyone, of course, wants to be a hairstylist, and of course we only need so many, right? So we want to appeal to that. The two opportunities in the world, college, right? Where everyone prescribes, or most people prescribe, which is great for many.
Sure,
it works.
It fits for some.
Yeah, but then what about for those that it doesn't? Where do I go? I'm searching, right? So we want to have that opportunity where if you go for auto mechanics or you go for barbering, you don't just get the education, but you'll get an apprentice license, which allows you to go to work. So you end up with real life experience, and you can make some money while you're doing it. Like for this course, you don't have to come to class every day. You can come to class 1 day a week. Although we have this location 3 days a week, not everyone's schedule is like that.
Right.
I can only come one. I got kids, or I got
kids,
another job. I'm transitioning, your schedule.
Yeah, this is what I want to do, but this is what I got to do right now. And so while I got to do this, I only have time for a day a week or 2 days a week or something like that.
So what do people do like that? I just can't do nothing.
You got to meet them where they're at.
Yeah, so that's what we try to do, like meet them where they're at. So that's the reason why we have open enrollment. Because when you call and said, well, when's your next class starts? And here it is July, and you tell them it's September, that's someone's life you're putting on hold. Right. They need to go right now.
Yeah, they're making a decision.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate the opportunity to sit down and talk with you. I've learned a great deal. I know our viewers have too. I think you're providing an incredible service. And it's not just about hair. It's not just about auto mechanics. It's not just about digital creation. It's about helping people find their purpose, whatever that might be. And like you mentioned, everybody's got a different path in life. It's not just one-dimensional. You don't just get on here and get off there. It looks a little bit different for everybody. And creating some paths that might fit and appeal to others outside of traditional school is really cool.
Thanks. I appreciate that, man. And best of luck to you. I'm sure we're gonna cross paths again, man. You're right down the street.
Yeah.
You're doing some amazing things too as well. So it's been a pleasure.
I appreciate it. Thanks, Daniel. All right. Who knew that a career in barbering and cosmetology could take you in so many interesting places? If you're considering a career, I would absolutely encourage you to reach out to Daniel. You can reach him here and all of his social media channels. Thank you again for tuning into another episode of The Best of Living in East County. Make sure you like, follow, and share, and we will catch you on the next one.